This PP bro got to the end of his money and then he got to the end of his relationship. He's out in Kenya and he is an Irish citizen. And he thought he was going out to Kenya to be with his girlfriend. He left 3 kids in his wake and then he ran out of money. Now he is on the internet asking for help to get home. Okay, this is the story. A disappointed Brady says the woman disappeared after he exhausted all his money. A PP bro fail. An unexpected turn of events, and Irish national Patrick Brady has found himself in a challenging situation where he is seeking funds to assist him in traveling back to his home country. The father of 3, he literally left 3 kids to go to a different continent. The father of 3 took to TikTok to share his predicament, shedding light on the financial strain he faced during his visit to Kenya. Patrick initially traveled to Kenya in November 2023 to meet his Kenyan girlfriend, whom he had been interacting with. However, things took an unforeseen turn as he encountered difficulties in his relationship, culminating in the depletion of all his financial resources and the end of his relationship as well. In a candid video on TikTok, Patrick opened up about the hardships he faced, stating, "I came here to meet a woman, and things haven't worked out between me and that person. You don't know somebody until all your finances are gone. You spend everything you have, and then that person doesn't want you anymore, which has led me into this situation now." This man has 3 kids. If he has run out of money tricking off on a woman, that means that for at least 3 months, he was unconcerned about the welfare of his children. That is where some of these people are. And he deserves to live in this find out season. He deserves it. Facing the challenge of securing funds for his return ticket, Patrick bravely announced his decision to seek assistance through a fundraising effort on TikTok. Expressing the urgency of his situation, Patrick emphasized the financial difficulties he encountered as a white person in Africa. Yes, he went there. He stressed the impact on his family, consisting of 3 young children back in Ireland. He appealed to the TikTok community for both moral support and financial assistance to cover the high cost of his return ticket. Now, if he had actually cared about his 3 young children back in Ireland, why did he abandon them to go spend all of his money in Kenya? Make that make sense, Patrick. In his plea, Patrick acknowledged the challenges of being in such a situation as a foreigner in Africa. He concluded by expressing his gratitude for any support received, emphasizing the importance of returning to his family in Ireland. Maybe had you had some sense about yourself, you wouldn't be stranded, Patrick.
So these passport bros stay taking L's. Like from getting unalived in Colombia to getting arrested, like getting stranded, like, the list just keeps going on, and these men are taking these L's. Like it's nobody's business. Now, there's a way to travel to another country, especially if you're going to be there for a longer period of time. So basically, if you're going to be in a country for more than 30 days, there's a way to do it. There's a way to go about this. And we are dealing with men that do not know how to plan at all. Now, this guy went to Kenya because he thought that, he was going to live his best life and he was going to have a beautiful woman, blah, blah, blah. He left Ireland and apparently, and this is the information that I'm sharing that I gathered from my research because I went down this rabbit hole. Apparently, this guy has 3 kids. He abandoned his 3 kids. He left Ireland, left everything behind, and went to Kenya to start a new life. Okay? I don't even know if this man has the correct visa status to be in Kenya for so long, because I have a feeling that he may have overstayed his time, but I do not know if Kenya is part of the Commonwealth, because Commonwealth countries can stay in each other's countries up to 6 months. Typically, I know there might be exceptions. So I'm going to get to the worst part of all of this. So you all heard the story. He's on the internet out here begging for money to go back home. And it's so embarrassing. So I have some questions. I have some questions because you went to Kenya to live your best life and you run out of money. And now you're mad that the girl that you, I don't know, left your family for in Kenya, you're mad that she doesn't want to be with you anymore, as she should, because that's very smart. The way these men view women from third world countries is just so telling, because these type of men have this sort of colonizer mindset. And it doesn't matter what race they are, because if they are from the United States or basically any one of these first world countries, they all have this colonizer mindset where they think they can just go and conquer and just go to people's country without even knowing the language and just take their women. Like, it doesn't work like that. And we all heard about the unfortunate unalivings in Colombia. Listen, I don't feel any type of joy when something like this happened to any human being at the end of the day. But let's get into the rest of the stories and the worst part of the story. The worst part of the story is he went to Kenya with 1,200 pounds. You all heard that right. He scraped up his little coins. I don't know, maybe he busted open his piggy bank or whatever. And he basically went to Kenya with 1,200 pounds. And I do not know what this man was expecting to do. Like, listen, it doesn't matter what country you are in the world, 1,200 pounds is still going to be 1,200 pounds, okay? And there is only so much you can do with 1,200 pounds, even if you're literally in the cheapest country in the world, because if you have no income coming in, that 1,200 pound is going to end. And the way he was living, okay, because the girl came and tell her story, and I couldn't save the video, so unfortunately I don't have it. But you all can go down this rabbit hole on TikTok, and you will definitely find her story. But anyways, she basically talked about, he wanted to go out all the time. He basically wanted to live lavish. She was saying that I think 1,200 pounds is 200,000 Kenyan dollars or whatever. And she basically said that the rent was 40,000. So, no, if you pay rent, you're left with 160,000. I do not know how much that, like, I don't even know how much that is in pounds, but I do not know how much 40 Kenyan dollars is in pounds. I'm not going to do the math, but you get the idea. So she was basically saying that, and by the way, this is coming off the heels of people calling her a gold digger. Okay, I'm going to get to the point of this, I promise. All right. So she said that she was trying to encourage him to be frugal, not spend so much money, because he was spending money like it was nobody's business. Like, he was spending money like he just won the lotto. He was spending money like he was a billionaire. He was spending money like he was in Dubai. He was doing the most. And the money was done within 3 months. I mean, that 1,200 pounds went a long way. I mean, 3 months, like, I need to go to Kenya. I need to go to Kenya on vacation. I need to go see the safari, and I need to go see the giraffes and stuff like that. But anyways, after 3 months, his money ran out by January. She left him. And again, I'm sure there's way more to the story, but I'm just going by the information that I got. She ended up leaving him, and now he's on the internet begging for money. So I have questions. My question is, where's his family? Oh, no, wait. This is the worst part, y'all. How can I? Y'all, please bear with me, because it's so late at night. I just came back from a party, so I've been drinking. So I'm going to get this. Let me just get this over with. The worst part about all of this, y'all, is that he is on welfare. You heard that right. This man is on welfare. This man is getting checks from the government, y'all. And I'm like, wow, like, these passport bros, they are definitely delulu. These men are delusional, because he thinks that he can get a wife and live a nice, cushy, comfortable, not even comfortable, because he doesn't even want to live comfortable. He wants to live lavish. He thinks that he can live a lavish lifestyle on welfare money, y'all. And let me tell you something. This shit is not new, because I lived in the UK for 3 years, and I know about people abusing the system. There are people that will literally abuse that system. When I was in my 20s, I dated a guy from Denmark. This guy was an avid traveler. Like, he was traveling all over the world, and he talks about his trips. He's like, oh, I went to India, and I went to this country, and I went to Cambodia, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, all the countries that passport bros hit. But Again, this was when I was in my 20s, so this was well over a decade ago. There was no term for men that travel to third world countries to get women. There wasn't a term for them. Passport bro is pretty new, and the title suits. So yeah, I didn't know this guy was a passport bro because again, we did not know what the hell that was. This was years ago. So anyways, he was traveling the world, and y'all, this whole time this guy wasn't working. He was getting student loans from the government, and that's how he was able to travel the world. He wasn't going to school. He was not studying. First of all, I didn't even know that when you apply for a student loan that they give you cash or they give you money in your bank account. I did not even know that you can do that. Like, I honestly thought that, the bank will automatically pay the school. I have no idea how this shit works because I've never taken other student loan before. If you understand how the student loan system works in Europe, like, countries like Denmark, I mean, let me know in the comments and explain that to me. But anyways, long story short, he was basically a traveling junkie that was abusing the system. So this is the worst part about this guy. This guy is on welfare. Now, let me wrap this up and share my thoughts. Men know that they're supposed to be providers. They know because these men will complain. They will not stop complaining. They will complain about Western women, like, Western women are the worst, and Western women are gold diggers, and Western women are hoes, and Western women, blah, 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 blah. That's all they will do. That's all they do. They ever do is complain about Western women, which makes no sense because why would you complain about something that you don't want? If you're complaining, that means you care, okay? But anyways, they will complain and say that, Western women are not traditional, they're not feminine, they're so masculine, and blah, blah, blah. And then they will go to these third world countries, after they complain about the Western women being not wanting to go 50-50 and Western women being lazy and Western women only want money, blah, blah, blah. They will literally go to these third world countries and immediately start leading with their pockets. Like, make it make sense. Immediately they start flashing money, start flashing cash, and immediately they start talking to sex workers. It's like y'all sitting up here saying the worst things about Western women, and then you will go to these third world countries and pay for sex. And, even if you're not paying for sex, you have to take care of her financially and even her family. Like, these men have no idea what the hell they're doing because, the women from the third world countries tend to have more traditional values because, a lot of these countries are not very progressive in the sense that, in comparison to the United States, like, like New York and California, a lot of these third world countries are not very progressive. So they tend to be more on the conservative side. And, not politically, but in values. Because you all know I don't do politics here. They will go to these countries and they will literally start taking care of women, helping them, paying for their tuition, helping their family financially. So do you want to be a provider or not? Like, your problem is that you are a loser. You are a loser in your own country and you will always be a loser. That's it. Because if you are not willing to do the inner work and you're running away from your problems and thinking that Western women are the problem, blah, 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 and you just keep running to these third world countries, you're just going to keep repeating the same cycle over and over. That's it. So at the end of the day, ladies, and I'm speaking to my third world ladies, if you're from a third world country, you already know. And you probably listen to Shira. And that's another thing that these men don't get. A lot of these girls in third world countries are already listening to Shira. They know what's up. They know the game. They are not about to play with y'all. So anyways, my point is that no matter where these men go, it doesn't matter what part of the earth they go, they will always be losers. They will always be bottom of the barrel. And that's a sad reality because it doesn't matter how much you run, the world is not as big as we think it is. The world is actually very small. When you really think about, the universe and space and stuff like that, the world is very small. So at the end of the day, if you don't fix your problem, if you don't fix you, your problems will follow you everywhere you go. It's that simple. Your problems will follow you. Doesn't matter how much money you pay or whatnot. If you don't work on your problems, you don't figure it out and you don't do the inner work, you will always have the same problem over and over, because there's no reason for the same person, like the same people coming and having the same problems over and over. Like, no, where's the growth? Where's the transformation? So anyways, that poor Kenyan girl, she dodged a bullet, and it was very smart of her to break up with him, because this guy has nothing to offer. The fact that he's on the internet begging for money, I mean, where is his family? That's my question. Where is this man's family? Where is their support system? They don't have it, those things. A lot of men don't have friends. And, my next videos, I'm going to talk about friendship and how to navigate friendships in 2024, because friendship is on the decline. A lot of people have way less friends than previous generations, and maybe even their ancestors. So, I'm going to explore that in the next video. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
I came to Kenya in November. I came here to meet a woman, and things haven't worked out between me and that person. You don't know somebody until all your finances is gone. You spend everything you have, and then that person doesn't want you anymore, which has led me into a situation now that I've never battled against somebody on TikTok, but I have a match on Friday 13th, this coming Friday, to try and help me support getting back home to my home country, as I'm left here in Kenya without anything. So I pray you guys can come. It doesn't matter how big or how small you can gift. Please guys, if you can come, I'll be fair.